The Jewish War Veterans of Southern Alberta World War I and II database was created with the generous support of Bernie Gert, formerly of Lethbridge, and of the Gert Family Foundation. The story of Ezi Sidorsky is integral to the database and to the ongoing work that surrounds and supports it. First of all, Ezi was a man of many names. He shows up in various sources as Isidore, Isaac, Izzy, and Ezi, which is what his family called him. His headstone in Montreal reads Itzky. He was born on October 10th, 1910, a birth date, 10-10-10, that was thought to be family lore until his attestation papers confirmed it. He was one of 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls, born to Ari and Freda in Białystok, Poland. His papers note that he had only 4 years of schooling because the family were refugees for many years following World War I. They also note that he spoke 6 languages: English, Polish, Yiddish, German, Russian, and Ukrainian. Ezi and one sister were the only members of the immediate family to leave Europe before the war, coming to Alberta around 1930. Presumably because of the extensive family still in Poland, his service files include notes on an interview that was conducted to ascertain his alien status, and many pages of his record have restricted, handwritten across the top. On the family information form Ezi completed on enlistment in 1943, it asks about the soldiers' parents, whether they're still alive. Ezi answered, unknown, in Poland. And again, when asked for their address, unknown. Family lore holds that his main reason for enlisting was to get back to Poland, to try and find them. A psychiatric evaluation conducted in February 1945, soon after his arrival in Europe, noted that he was under mental distress because he worried over the welfare of his family, and that he didn't want to discuss their situation because of the disturbance it caused him. Ezi remained in the army in Europe for almost a year after the end of hostilities. His multilingual capabilities were put to good use, translating for people being released from the camps. Again, family lore says that Ezi went AWOL during this time, looking for his family. There is no mention of being AWOL in his files, though he did have several leaves. But by the time he was demobilized and returned to Canada in August of 1946, the truth is, the fate of his family was no longer unknown. And he may well have continued to not want to talk about it. We don't know the details of how Ezi was when he came back to Canada. We know from more than one source that he wasn't the same. He went back to work in the furniture store he'd opened in Lethbridge with his brother-in-law before the war, and he went back to his life. But there were times when he wasn't well, wasn't at all well. There were times when there was something off, something odd, something about him that was not right. And whatever it was noticed by a young boy named Bernie Gert. And when Bernie asked what was wrong with the man, he was told that the man had been a soldier, that he had been in the war. And he grew up, and he learned about war, and he began to understand something of what it might have been like to be a soldier, and even more, to be a Jewish soldier in that war. And he remembered the man. He remembered Ezi. And he came to believe in the importance of remembering that there is more to the story of a person. There is more to a person's truth than what might show, than how it might show at any given moment.